You ready?
Drop it!
Mr. Tavis Smiley, preach it. Thank you, man. Politics in this country is crazy. You put things in perspective that even I didn't. The right is playing fast and loose with facts and scapegoating everyone under the sun, especially black and brown people. As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Relationships are not therapy, and the fact that we have to keep saying that means that people are walking into love with a wound in one hand and a contract in another, because you are not entering someone's life to repair your childhood. You are not dating to regulate your nervous system. You are not there to be fixed, and you're not there to fix. And no one, literally no one, is here to heal your relationship with the world. Not your partner, not your spouse, not the person who loves you. If the world feels unsafe, if people feel untrustworthy, if life feels like rejection, romance is not a shortcut out of that. I'm just trying to be honest with you, because a relationship is not a repair shop. It's a meeting point. And most of us, we don't meet people. We move into them. We anticipate them. We manage them. We pre-soothe them. We understand them before they've even spoken. And we'll call all that empathy. We'll call it maturity. We'll call it emotional intelligence. But really, we're all just relating to an abstraction. You build a version of them in your head. And then you interacted with that all day. And then when the real person shows up, you react like they're the ghost, because they just disrupted all of your invisible labor. And then we misuse vulnerability. Because trust does not create vulnerability. Hold on. I want you to understand. Trust does not create vulnerability. You could trust anything. Vulnerability creates data. Data creates trust. And if you're waiting until it's safe, it's not vulnerability, it's staged exposure. Because vulnerability has risk baked in. You might be misunderstood. You might be rejected, and you might not be held. And that is the point. Saying that I can only be vulnerable if you can hold me is like saying I can only jump if gravity promises not to work. That is not courage, that is negotiation. Because real vulnerability says, I trust myself to survive the outcome. That's all it is. Not I require you to regulate it. And holding, let's talk about holding for a second. We could just get all the way to that part. Because holding is not fixing or agreeing or absorbing someone else's capacity, or absorbing someone else's emotions into your body. It's not self-compliance. Holding is stability under exposure. That's what holding is. So you say something heavy, I don't collapse, I don't panic, I don't make it about me, I stay. That's holding. But there's an irritation to this that comes up all the time. People demand to be held before they risk anything. They want emotional insurance before they offer any exposure. They want someone to soothe their distrust of the world. But your partner is not the ambassador of existence. I promise you they're not. They're not here to correct your relationship with humanity. They're here to meet you. So love is not a clinic. Not at all. It's a crossing. It's two intact nervous systems standing in their own stability, choosing contact. Not to be repaired, not to be regulated, not to be rescued from the world, just to be met. That's all it's about.
Andy, that is Justin Scott on a tirade. I loved it. I didn't agree with all of it, but I loved it. It was really good. The voice of reason. You already know what it is. I've returned to the scene of the conversation. Listen. Like that brother Justin Scott, I'm here to disrupt the pattern. I can sense that's what he's on. Let's disrupt the old pattern. I'm tired of conditional love. Andy, you tired of conditional love? I'll love you if you do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If you show up the way I need you to show. That's not love. I'm telling you, in order for this world to step back from the precipice of destruction, gosh, we're going to have to find a way to tap into our highest gift. And that's unconditional love. Yeah, I know. This generation thinks that isn't real. But he touched on something that was powerful. And it leads me to my topic tonight. Intimacy. The very last place the ego can hide. Oh, if you can't grow with someone, you'll pretend to grow alone. Oops. You'll pretend to grow alone. I'm good by myself. Okay. Why your relationship exposes the real you. Intimacy, the last place the ego can hide. Oh, man, here we go. Are y'all ready for tonight's work? 1-800-920-1580. You already know what it is. This is a dialogue between you and I. Your thoughts, your feelings, how this topic resonates with you matters to me. You matter to me, seriously and sincerely. I encourage you to get on the phone lines and share your thoughts and perspectives. Now, please understand, the way this show is framed, it's not about you agreeing. We're going to take right and wrong off the table. We just want to share. We want to understand, right? And I'm going to frame it a certain way. But that doesn't mean that is the only way it can be framed, and that doesn't mean it's the absolute truth, right? We're sharing, we're working, we're building together. I want to hear from you. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Tonight's topic is a doozy, okay? It's not for the faint of heart. The last place the ego can hide. If you can't grow with someone, you'll pretend to grow alone. Why your relationship exposes the real you. Now, I'm going to take what Scott said and go even further. Intimacy does not negotiate with your self-image. As a matter of fact, intimacy cross-examines it. Out there in public, in the community, right? In curated spiritual spaces, of course, you can manipulate the perception of others. You can sound fully integrated. Have you heard a person that sounds fully integrated? Oh, you're listening to Zoe Williams. I'm not fully integrated. I might sound like it, but I'm not, right? Right? You can sound integrated. You can appear controlled, manicured, and measured. You can eloquently quote Words of wisdom. But when proximity compresses distance between who you claim to have become and how your nervous system actually shows up under strain, yeah, that compression begins to change everything. You deep until the distance shortens. Clinically speaking, romantic attachment activates the earliest regulatory circuits you formed in childhood, not your adult resume, right? Not your intellectual evolution, but your wiring. When closeness intensifies, so does threat detection. A delayed text, right? It might trigger abandonment coding. A boundary, right, can register as rejection. A raised voice can ignite stored panic, right? The body reacts before your conditioned philosophy begins to rationalize what's happening in the room and to you in that moment. The ego then mobilizes, not as arrogance, but as emergency management. It protects the continuity of identity. It defends against fragmentation. It reaches for the familiar. It reaches for familiar strategies like control, withdrawal, sarcasm, joking, hyper-rationality, spiritual bypassing, group allegiance over truth. These responses once ensured psychological survival. They now disrupt deep and meaningful relational intimacy. Here lies the counterintuitive edge. The more you identify as self-aware, healed, spiritually grounded, or emotionally intelligent, the more destabilizing relational feedback becomes. Oh my goodness. Because intimacy tests embodiment, not insight. Let me say it again. Intimacy tests embodiment. What have you embodied? Sure, you remembered some things that you read. Yeah, you got the spiritual talk down, you got the therapy talk down, but what have you embodied? True intimacy tests embodiment, not articulation, not intellect, not verbalized insight. I want to see your embodied insight. Woo, 1-800-920-1580. A partner does not engage your declarations. They engage your tone, timing, tension, and capacity for repair. Insight without behavioral recalibration preserves the ego structure you've been dominated by. Right? From a trauma-informed lens, intimacy functions as a live reenactment chamber. Pull it back, Zoe. Stop playing. Intimacy, right, functions as a live reenactment chamber. Everybody wants to throw that relationship as a mirror around, but this is the nuts and bolts of it. Intimacy functions as a live reenactment chamber. The attachment system does not differentiate between past and present threat until new regulation, right, experiences override old predictions. Without rewiring, hurt people loop themselves. Bring it back. Hurt people loop themselves. What, Zoe? Yeah. Hurt people loop themselves. Isn't that something? God. Hey, not because they lack intention, but because procedural memory outruns conscious choice. Philosophically speaking, intimacy, I don't know if y'all want to hear this tonight. I don't know if I should say this right now. This is the nuts and bolts of the whole thing. 1-800-920-15. Should I say it, Andy? Should I reveal it? Listen. Philosophically speaking, are y'all ready? Somebody, hey, I want to see this on Instagram. I want to see this on TikTok. Somebody loop it up for me. Intimacy demands individuation under contact. You must remain differentiated without disconnection. You must tolerate disagreement without collapsing into shame or escalating into dominance. That task dismantles identity props. Let me do it again. Intimacy demands individuation under contact. What does that mean, Zoe? Get close to your mirror so you can see your work clearly. And once you see the work, you got to get, it's the work of self. You got to get to work, right? Closeness dissolves abstraction. That's what the young man was saying. You cannot meditate your way around a triggered nervous system mid-conflict. You cannot ideology your way out of dysregulation. Presence under pressure reveals the structure. That revelation terrifies the ego because early exposure equated it to danger. So the ego attempts concealment through performance, righteousness, or exit. Come on. Your relationship persists as the final arena where concealment fails. The closer you get, the more naked you get. The closer y'all get, the more exposed you get. The lies you used up until this point are now experiencing obsolescence, entropy. The mask you used to wear is now starting to break down under the pressure of required presence in order to keep the relationship in spiritual good standing. Oh my God, intimacy does not attack you. It reveals whether your growth integrates into your behavior. Are you embodied, right? Are you here for real, or are your words enough? Listen, intimacy exposes the gap between concept and conduct. Listen, when I come forward, I'm going to tell you, if you fell in love, you might have to lose your mask in order to stay there.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? We got to laugh the pain away.
Hey, KBLA delegation, happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munel, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
I hang around my boy. He been married for 6 years. Videotaping his wedding day, never watched it. Now and every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her ugly mother down the church. Getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
KBLA Talk 1580 thanks LA City Council members Curran D. Price Jr. and Heather Hutt for being the presenting sponsors at this year's Black History Month luncheon. Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
That's the part for me anyway. This is gonna be a start to finish. People when this come out, you're gonna listen to everything and every single word, and everybody's gonna know when you get to the first show after this drop, they're gonna be singing right along and feeling every word.
I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for it for you.
It's gonna be good to see my people. This ain't a happenstance or whim. Our love is continual, continuing. This ain't a sin. It's deeper than. Our love is bigger than time or race. Our love is rhythm and chime. It resonates in every space. It fills the place. My beautiful people. The sea. Yes. Our love is the art of war, conquering all algorithms and wicked systems of things.
We've turned emotional harm into a psychology lesson. You know, this person is an avoidant. This person is traumatized. This person is wounded. This person is scared of intimacy. And listen, all of that can be true. But here's the part people avoid saying out loud. Sometimes the person is just plain and simple, not misunderstood, not emotionally complex, not doing the best they can, just inconsiderate, selfish, lazy with other people's feelings. You know, we've become obsessed with context, with reasons, with finding something that makes the behavior easier to swallow. And in the process, we keep swallowing things that should have been spat out immediately. Because explanation is not the same as permission. Someone being traumatized doesn't give them a free pass to mistreat you. And someone being avoidant doesn't excuse lying, disappearing, or emotionally breadcrumbing you. And someone being hurt doesn't justify hurting you. And at some point, the why stops mattering because impact matters. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't need a psychological framework to recognize disrespect. And you don't need to intellectualize behavior that consistently leaves you anxious, confused, or small. If someone keeps showing up inconsistently, keeps crossing lines, keeps doing damage and calling it their process, you're not being emotionally intelligent by staying. You're being conditioned. We over-justify because it makes us feel kind, because it lets us feel patient, because it delays the moment we have to admit we're tolerating something we shouldn't. Calling someone avoidant feels softer than saying this person treats me like, and calling someone traumatized feels nobler than saying this person lacks accountability. But
hey, listen, who was that, Andy? Hamza Zaid, I hear you. But listen, if somebody is mistreating you, right? That mistreatment is the physical manifestation of a blind spot. Self-awareness, right, is the remedy to mistreatment. Oftentimes, you are mistreated by what you are unaware of within yourself. I know people don't want to hear it put that way. I'm not trying to put the blame on you, and I'm not trying to say that other person that's mistreating you is, absolved of anything. What I'm saying is the fact that they are in your sphere, right, in your orbit, have access and can mistreat you. There must be some level of consent, unconsciously, right? Psychologically, metaphysically, philosophically, some level of consent on your part. Self-awareness says, wow, right? I do this to me. I minimize and marginalize myself with negative self-talk, right? Listen, intimacy is not all that it's cracked up to be, right? It's not a Disney thing. Intimacy is an extension of acceptance. Watch how we do this. Let me show you how spirit works. Intimacy is an extension of acceptance. When we are intimate with one another, that means we have accepted one another. And I'm not just talking about sexually. I'm talking about when I share deep things about my life. When you share deep and concealed things about your life with me, right? Intimacy is about acceptance. But acceptance is part of a double-sided coin. Does anybody know what the other side of acceptance is? If acceptance is part of a coin, what is the other side of that coin? Does anybody know? What happens when you feel accepted? What happens when somebody embraces you into their spirit, into their space, into their mindset, into their heliosphere? What happens? And somebody, call me, 1-800-920-1580. What is the other side of acceptance? Andy, do you have an idea? When we come forward, the voice of reason. Boy, I'm finna cook it up.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Parts of the federal government are shut down as Congress begins a 10-day recess after funding for the Department of Homeland Security expired over an immigration dispute.
People's lives and livelihoods are being played with here.
TSA Union Leader Andrew Cardoso says it's unfair for agents to be asked to work without pay again. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson is vetoing a proposed ban on most hemp products. He says the measure could hurt small businesses and needs more discussion. Aldermen had approved the ban to take effect April 1st, but unless the city council overrides the veto, CBD and hemp-derived THC products will remain on sale. And J. Cole is hitting the road for his first solo headlining tour in 5 years. The Grammy-winning rapper kicks off the Fall Off World Tour July 11th in Charlotte, with stops in more than 30 North American cities before wrapping up in Fayetteville in September. Pre-sales begin Tuesday, with tickets going on sale Friday. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
In the new year, make one commitment. Don't let someone else's carelessness leave you paying the price. OPO law has been protecting Los Angeles for nearly 50 years. So if you're injured this holiday season or at any time in 2026, go to opolaw.com.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hi, I'm Tavish Smiley, and I have some news. The room is full. Our founding members cohort on the art of conversation has begun, and I could not be more energized by the professionals who said yes to mastering the craft. Their dedication to curating great conversations reminds me why I do this work. Now, if you wanted to join us and did not make it in time, I want you to hear this. The next cohort is coming. I do not have the firm dates yet, but I do have a waiting list. And everyone on that list will receive early access and special discounts when enrollment opens. After almost 40 years of interviewing world leaders and cultural icons, I am teaching everything I know. Don't miss your chance to be in the next room. Go to TavishTalks.com and get on the waiting list right now. That's TavishTalks.com. The conversation continues. Will you be part of it?
Yeah, man.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like nuclear reactor safety expert.
I disabled the backup cooling system. It was making such an annoying noise. You heard it, right? It was like,
We're on the countdown to core failure.
And you're saying we don't want that?
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
So we've heard it, right? People will avoid you when they know that they've done you wrong. But it's not always for the most obvious reason that we think, right? Shame, guilt, yes, that's a part of it. However, people can be very self-centered, but also very selfish, right? They are more concerned about their own experience. A lot of times we are very much okay subjecting people to experiences, things, and behaviors that we ourselves don't want to experience. So a person may avoid apologizing to you, not just out of pride, shame, guilt, ego, and a lack of integrity and or accountability, but it's a selfishness experience. I don't want to experience rejection the same way I subjected you to it. Woo! Because when we do apologize, we are putting ourselves in a position to be rejected. We are putting ourselves in a position to not necessarily be forgiven. We are putting ourselves in a position to be treated the same exact way we were comfortable and willing to treat another person when it was convenient for us. So just remember, people will avoid you for a lot of things when they've done you wrong. But sometimes, a lot of times, it's because they don't want to feel wrong the same way they wrong you. It's just information.
Who was that, Andy? Isaiah Frizzell up here cooking. I love it. But he talked about guilt and shame, and I'm going to say Dr. Sunshine, Shalonda Crawford. To me, she had the coldest breakdown and distinction between guilt and shame. She said it this Saturday on her show here on KBLA Talk 1580. Was that Saturdays at 8 a.m., I believe? Sundays at 8 a.m. I was listening. She said something cold. She said, guilt is the behavior. You feel bad for what you've done. She said, shame is the piece that is internalized. That's how you look at yourself, how you view yourself. I was like, woo! Hot monkey lava. I loved every moment of it. But I digress. Shout out to Dr. Sunshine, Dr. Shalonda Crawford. Let's get back to the cookery. Tonight's topic, the last place the ego can hide. I'm explaining something to you guys about acceptance. The last place the ego can hide, why your relationship exposes the real you. I asked the question, what does acceptance do to a partner, to a person, when a person feels accepted by someone? What does that do to somebody? I want people to give me their answers. I said, what is the opposite side of acceptance? If acceptance was a part of a coin, what's the other side? Valerie in the chat on TikTok says expansion. She also says opposite side of rejection. Who else? I saw denial. I saw fear. Y'all ready for this one? Well, let me check. Let me check over here. Oh yeah. KBLA's YouTube channel is popping as well. You know we're live on KBLA's Facebook page as well. When y'all hear this word, y'all gonna be like, yeah, I was about to say that. Do you know what the opposite side of acceptance is? You don't even register it because you're feeling all good and warm and cozy because you've been accepted. Right? So acceptance, the opposite side of it is exposure. Intimacy feels like the perfect hiding place because it promises acceptance before it demands exposure. Why does it demand exposure? Because acceptance leads to vulnerability. You can't be intimate unless you're vulnerable. A record ain't real until an artist gets real. Ooh, huh? The record ain't real until the artist gets real. The scene isn't real until the actor becomes the script. You gotta get real in order to get intimate. And when you get real, the opportunity for exposure arises. Intimacy feels like the perfect hiding place because it promises acceptance before exposure. At the beginning of closeness, attraction creates psychological anesthesia. Novelty replaces dopamine. Desire narrows perception. You feel seen, chosen, and affirmed. The nervous system interprets that experience as safety. In that phase of it, the oxytocin phase, where everything is flowing and growing and moving and grooving, right? Feels like safety. In that phase, defenses can relax. I feel accepted. No need to be defensive. I can be vulnerable. This is a safe place. Oh, goodness. Do you see? Defenses relax just enough to create the illusion that you have transcended them. But you have not transcended them. You have temporarily disarmed them. Right? From a trauma-informed lens, intimacy reactivates the original attachment blueprint. If early connections required you to perform, adapt, overfunction, disappear, or dominate, your system learned that closeness and self-protection must coexist. So when adult intimacy begins, the ego assumes it can run the same strategy, only with more vocabulary. It appears safe because intimacy offers fusion. Fusion reduces self-awareness. When two people merge emotionally or sexually, boundaries blur. In that blurred space, accountability softens. Do you understand? You can say, this is just how we are. You can normalize dysfunction through chemistry. What? Stop, Zoe. What? Yes. You can interpret intensity as depth. Say what? Yeah, the ego prefers fusion because fusion reduces differentiation, and differentiation invites feedback. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Feedback threatens identity. Intimacy also feels like a hiding space because partners often collude unconsciously. Say it again, Zoe. Intimacy often feels like a hiding space because partners often collude unconsciously. Each person protects their own stability. If one avoids conflict, the other may overfunction. If one spiritualizes discomfort, the other may silence doubt. These mutual adaptations create a shared blind spot. It feels harmonious, but harmony built on avoidance carries fragility. From a clinical perspective, early stages of relationship operate on projection. You see potential. You see what you need. You see who you hope the other person can be for you. Projection shields both partners from confronting their own structural patterns. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I'm here to tell you right now. Intimacy and acceptance. And on the other side of that, exposure. You want to be in love? Get ready to be revealed.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Getting around LA doesn't have to cost a lot. Metro has fares that fit every budget. 20 free rides for qualified riders through the Life Fare program. Free passes for students with GoPass and affordable options for everyone in between. Wherever you're going, Metro's got you covered. Visit metro.net/fare programs.
Not everything announces itself. Some things simply arrive, and the room is compelled to adjust. This is grooming without apology, without noise, without compromise. Gods and money, organic formulations, clean precision, crafted for skin that does not ask for permission to be felt. Element Cream, a rare hydration layered like an oud at dusk, measured, enduring, unmistakably masculine, moisturizing oil, a quiet revolution, restoring what stress, climate, and time attempts to claim. This is not skincare. It is composure made visible. It is inevitability. Gods and money exist impeccably. Discover the ritual at godsandmoney.com. That's godsandmoney, MONY.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
time we're together, I feel a special part of me drawing me closer, closer to you, baby. I can't explain, it's just the magic that we share, something between us.
The price of intimacy is conflict. When you avoid conflict, you also avoid intimacy. Real closeness requires exposure. And letting someone into your inner world means they will sometimes step on tender ground. Avoiding conflict is often a survival strategy that may have protected you from pain, abandonment, rejection. But it's also what keeps you away from the closeness that you truly need. And conflict is actually a chance to rebuild trust, strengthen connection, and most importantly, prove to yourself that they're not going to abandon you.
Andy. Francesca, just random Francesca out here cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to The Voice of Reason. You've returned to the scene of the conversation with your curator of this conversation. Hey, it's Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, live on KBLA Talk 1580. We always come full circle after going forward. Listen, I got callers on the line. I want to get them in here because, I've been setting up this topic for a minute. Gosh, the last place your ego can hide is in intimate relationships. Attachment, right? And we're talking about attachment strategies. We're talking about all of these things, man. But then acceptance, the opposite side of the coin of acceptance is exposure. If you want to be in love, if you want to have a meaningful relationship, a relationship that is healthy, are you actually ready to be exposed? If acceptance is the opposite side of that coin, heads or tails, acceptance and exposure. Are you ready to be exposed in order to be loved properly? We've got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. John, Mountain View, Hawaii. You're the first to dial in. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
What in the...
What did I do now?
Bullet-ridden body armor are you trying to do to us tonight?
That's what it is, brother.
No. I totally get it and totally understand the notion of everything that you're speaking of due to the fact that, number one, if you're really trying to build a relationship and yet at the same time the way that you organize and solve some of your solutions is what's in between your legs.
Yeah.
Or would you have to test the might of a human being in any way, shape, or form to feel something from them? When the person you're trying to feel it from, you're wearing, again, body armor, and that person is having to touch you vulnerable.
Wow. I mean, just listening to your words.
And you say you want a connection. Come on.
I'm just listening to your words. You've inspired me. Right? You just listening to you has caused me to recontextualize this whole thing. Relationships are about becoming what you expect of others. It's about becoming what you want, because usually what you want comes from lack, something you didn't get. So in order to get what you didn't get, you have to become it. But the way relationships are set up, we desire it from others because we were born into a dyadic situation. A parent, a caregiver dropped the ball in some way, weren't as attuned as they needed to be. And so we went on a journey of going to get it out there. But the intimate relationship is set up as a holographic mirror that shows you what you can become, not by seeking it, but by cultivating it from within. Are you there with me?
I'm totally there with you due to the fact that, number one, with all the outside influences that are constantly pulling at you and you have yet to realize what is going on within you, welcome to your distraction.
Right.
I say it in the lives of the kingdom of animals, and I picked the crab for today's selection.
Oh, Lord, here we go. The crab, let's go.
No, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted because, again, for a relationship to take place between two crabs, someone has to be exposed.
Ooh, come on. Let's go.
And in the midst of their exposure and for the children to be born, even the soul who had been exposed is now being protected.
Wow.
Until your shell grows back.
Wow. Wow. I love that, bro.
So again, if that is something as simple as the kingdom of animals,
yeah,
what do you think your kingdom is supposed to be made of? And it's supposed to be made of the same jewels, the same powers, the same entities, the same stardust, the same lava that's flowing out here, but yet at the same time expanding the land.
Love it. Yeah.
Something that destroys and also builds. Why are you running from this?
Because it's scary and it hurts.
And so is getting a new job that, again, you'll be fired from just because of your age. You cost too much now.
I love that. Yeah, I love that, brother. Oh, hey, guess what you just did, Dr. John? Pastor John?
Mountain View's in the house. Glad we're still here. Bless
yes, sir. Hey, the world is different. The world is different. Tomorrow, the fire horse, the Chinese fire horse. Listen, we're in a great shift. And I'm here to tell you, boy, the voice of reason is at the forefront of changing the way relationships are. When your partner calls out something you do, what reaction shows up first? Defense, shutdown, or your use of spiritual language? And what does that reaction actually protect? Oops. Pop goes the weasel. When you stay calm in public but lose control in private, what does that difference reveal about who you perform for? 1-800-920-1580. When your friends dismiss disrespect as not that serious, do you speak up or protect your peace in the group? When I come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep cooking.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Parts of the federal government are shut down as Congress begins a 10-day recess after funding for the Department of Homeland Security expired over an immigration dispute.
People's lives and livelihoods are being played with here.
TSA union leader Andrew Cardoso says it's unfair for agents to be asked to work without pay again. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson is vetoing a proposed ban on most hemp products. He says the measure could hurt small businesses and needs more discussion. Aldermen had approved the ban to take effect April 1st, but unless the city council overrides the veto,